Hello, welcome back everyone. It has been far too long. I just looked on YouTube the other day and realised that I think my last video was 4 weeks ago. So what on earth? So if you have missed me, hi, welcome back. Anyone that's new, hi, my name's Emma. Welcome to Rose Cottage Creates. Yeah, 4 weeks, wow, it's flown by. And I'm sure I say every time that I pop on here, oh, I'll be back soon, I'll be back soon. And yeah, the weeks have just gone. So how are we all? Are we all good? Are we all stitching? I always feel like I've never done a lot of stitching in such a long space of time. Every time I come to record, I always think, oh, I feel like I haven't got much to show, but I'm back, I'm here. So we'll have a good catch up and a good chat anyway, even if I haven't got an awful lot to show. So what have we been up to? Yeah, 4 weeks, it's been crazy. So in that time, Alfie has now started high school. So we're a couple of weeks into that. I think he's doing all right. I think he's finding his feet. It's a big change, isn't it? I mean, gosh, it was a long time ago since I was at high school, but it's definitely a shock to the system. And poor Alfie's, the primary school that he was at was quite small. So he's gone from quite a small, close-knit community to a huge high school that's just full of boys. So yeah, he's finding his feet. He's all right. He was a nervous wreck the first week. Bless him. He's still a bit unsure of, I think he's more worried about getting lost than anything. So yeah, he'll be all right, I'm sure. He'll get there. So today is Wednesday the 17th of September. Hopefully we'll record this and get it uploaded today, but uploading at the moment has been a bit chaotic. I don't know whether it's our internet or YouTube or I don't know, but yeah, hopefully we'll get this up and posted today. So Alfie's settling at high school. We have all been to London over the UK bank holiday weekend. We had a long weekend in London, which was fantastic. So it was me and Kev, Alfie and my brother David as well. We all went together, which was lovely. We went to see a stage show. We went to watch Matilda, which was incredible, absolutely incredible. We come out and Alfie just said to me, Mum, how do they remember all the lines? So yeah, the young star that was playing Matilda was unbelievable. So everyone, the stage, the set was fantastic. And that was on the first night. We all went there, which I think was the Friday. And then the Saturday, all the boys were going to Wembley to watch Coldplay. So they had already had tickets booked for that, because I wasn't originally going to be going to London with them. We still had Mum around then. So the plan was that I would stay at home, look after Mum, and the boys were all going to London. But obviously things changed this year. So it was a bit of a bittersweet, really, obviously. It was sad that Mum's not here. But it meant that I could go on holiday with the boys. So we've never actually managed to have a holiday all together with my brother. One of us has always sort of had to be at home and around. So it was lovely. So all the boys went to watch Coldplay, and I was more than happy to stay in the hotel room and chill out and cross stitch and catch up on some Flosstube. So yeah, I had a great Saturday night in London. And then what else did we do? Just lots of walking. My gosh, lots of walking. Oxford Street and all the fantastic shops, Bond Street. Oh gosh, wow, yeah, unbelievable. And managed to get to Loop, the lovely shop, which I'm sure a lot of you are all aware of and heard of, the beautiful Loop. It's mainly knitting, mainly wool, but oh, it was lovely. So I've got a tiny bit of haul from there, which I'll show at the end. And work. I've been called into work a lot lately. We're 2 people down at the moment, with illness and one thing and another. So I've been picking up quite a few shifts in work. So yeah, I feel like it's just been busy. And not much time for fun and crocheting and cross stitching and embroidery, and everything's kind of been a bit on the back burner. So yeah, hopefully we'll make up with that. But yeah, so let's dive straight in anyway, and I'll show you what I have been working on. So if you have been watching any of my other episodes, you'll be fully aware that I have been working on the Witchy Stitcher, the pattern, the difference between medicine and poison, and I'm actually working on it with Kerry, gorgeous Kerry from Colourfully Cross Stitch, which I'll link down below in the description. So I can't even remember how we got in touch with each other, Kerry, but I know we both sort of messaged and said that we both wanted to work on this. So Kerry, you've just shown your progress on your Flosstube, and fantastic. Your colour choice of material and floss, it's going to look fantastic. So I won't give anything away. If you're interested, pop on over and go and see Kerry, because it's completely different to what I'm doing, and neither of us are actually following the original. I wanted to, obviously I would love to have done mine on the black fabric, but as you were aware in some other previous episodes of mine, it wasn't working with the black fabric at all. So this is where I'm up to. So I've gone for a completely different fabric. Not 100% convinced on this one. I don't know. Some of the colours to me are getting a little bit lost. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've already put so much time and effort into this one that I'm going to see it through. There's no way I'm ripping it out and starting again. I can't go there. After that black fabric last time, it's a no. So we're definitely going to see it through. Hopefully when it's all done and it all comes together and I decide whether I'll frame it or how I'm going to display it, it will look okay in the end. But yeah, not 100% convinced. And it's quite a tricky, it's not a tricky pattern, but it's very stop and start. So you can see there's tiny bits around, and like we're constantly colour changing, and so it's quite a time consuming pattern. I think that's the word I'm looking for. But yeah, we'll carry on working on it. This is on, for anyone that's interested, this is on Fox and Rabbit Cactus Wren. It's a gorgeous fabric. Oh, excuse me. It's just, I don't know whether I'm convinced for this. Maybe my colour choice of floss, maybe I should have changed that, but I'm not great. I think because I'm quite new to cross stitching, I'm not great yet at working out like colour conversions and things like that. So I've been tending to stick with what the pattern states. So yeah, maybe that's something that I'll get used to in time. Maybe I'll sort of, I don't know, become a little bit more wiser as I start to learn. But there's so many different flosses. I mean, for my embroidery, I've always just worked with DMC, but now I feel like for my cross stitching, there's so much choice between DMC and Weeks Dye Works, and what are the other ones? Oh my gosh, I can't think. Classic Colorway, is it Classic Colorways? Oh, there's just loads. So yeah, it's all getting me a bit confused at the moment. But yeah, I'll see how I get on. And the next project, this is so painful. This is so painful. So I did post this on my Instagram. So I have absolutely loved this pattern, again from the Witchy Stitcher, and it's called A Graveyard Wander. It was on her Patreon. Saw it, absolutely loved it. Would love to get this done for Halloween. So I thought, right, I'm really going to work hard on this. I'm going to get an awful lot of stitching done. I wanted ideally just to concentrate on this project. I've still got a couple of other projects going on, but I thought if I'm just going to dedicate my time just to this, I really, really want to work hard and get it done. So the pattern is split into 4, and I print out, I'm a paper pattern girl. So I printed it all out, and it's on 4 separate sheets of paper, which is fine. Done the first quarter of the pattern, no problem. I've gone on to the next one, and for some reason I've just not, or basically I've just not stitched in the right place. There's no easy way to say it. I haven't looked closely enough at the pattern, so I've made a huge, huge, huge mistake. Like nearly a whole quarter of the pattern, or it's just ruined. I'll add all these pictures in here to try and hide the tears that were coming down my face. So I'll start adding pictures in now. As you'll see, it doesn't add up. Now you look at it, it stands out like a sore thumb. But I was more frustrated. How did I not notice? How could I not see that this was going so wrong? When I look back, I knew straight away what I'd done. Straight away. So to cut a long story short, this is where we are now. So here, there's a little part on her dress that sticks out at the side. Like, is it called a peplum? That style of dress where it sort of tears out a bit. So on the next, on my next pattern, on the piece of paper that I had, I just started straight underneath, thinking that that was her dress and that was going to follow on. Oh, look, it's absolutely ruined the fabric, as you can see. I'll put it this way, it nearly took me as long frogging it all out than it did stitching it. It has taken hours, and I'm not exaggerating, hours and hours even to frog it. And there was no saving it whatsoever. I know there's like been lovely comments on Instagram. Someone was like, oh, can you just do this? Can you just do? No, it was absolutely no way one bit of it was getting saved, because just in one line across a dress has got, I don't know, some rows have maybe got 5 different colours in, and there's such tiny confetti small stitches. It was impossible. Like the back of this looked like a bird's nest. Everything had been woven under the stitches. It was a disaster. I'm so sorry, I've got a bit of a tickly cough thing going on at the moment. We'll try and soldier through this episode. So I've literally started underneath, and it should have started here. So this bit just stuck out, and then I should have followed on here. So basically, all of this side was 4 stitches out. Unbelievable. So if I could have literally picked up my stitching and moved it over 4, it would have fitted perfect. But everything was 4 stitches out. And I know exactly why, because at the time I was like, oh, Emma, why did you not notice? How could you not have noticed? So what I've done is I've stitched here and I've worked down her dress or a skirt, come all the way down here. So to be honest, in my defence, I wouldn't really have known, because it was just all a mishmash of blacks and greys and these like teal bluey type of colours. So I've worked all the way down a skirt, obviously not noticing. And then I've started, I think I might have even worked up here a bit. Yeah, I did. And then I worked along here, going up to the headstone. Worked up. So again, not even noticing. And I think around here, I started thinking, oh, that's weird. Like the grey looks like it's off slightly. But then I thought, because I don't look at the pattern, excuse me, not the pattern, the actual, what word am I thinking of? the main picture that you get on the front of the pattern, I never refer to. I just work from which piece of pattern I'm working on at the time and just carry on and carry on. So I don't look at the whole piece. So I didn't know whether there was something else that was going to be fitted in, or it just made sense to me at the time. So I carried on, and literally until I got up here, and it was so off. Like the headstone was just, it was on a wonk completely. And that's when I was like, oh, something's happened. Something's gone drastically wrong. And then, yeah, looking at it was just like, well, you'll see yourself as I insert the pictures. Absolutely devastated. I've never made such a mistake, I think, in all my life. It's just like, oh my gosh, what do I even do? But then I put it on Instagram, and you know what? Lovely Vicky, a lovely lady that I know, Vicky, had commented, and she'd said, do you know what, Emma? It's just thread. And I was like, Vicky, you are so right. Like there is so much more going on in the world at the moment than me having to worry about a bit of thread. And it can be sorted. It can be sorted. And I don't want to give up on it because I do absolutely love the pattern. So I was like, right, I'm just going to frog it. I'm just going to have to do it. I'm going to have to frog it. It's not worth putting it away, because if I put it away, I don't think I'll ever get it back out. So I literally had to get the scissors, the needle, and it was hours, no joke, it was hours just frogging it. And at one point, I thought I'd ripped the fabric. I mean, you can see, I don't know whether the camera's going to pick it up there, but it's really pulled. The fabric, oh, so bad, because it was tight. I mean, you can see, I'm so sorry. You can see on the back how many colour changes. I mean, I'm not the neatest anyway on the back, which I'm not bothered about. Like, it's the back, I don't care. No one's going to see it. I know some people, they're quite good, aren't they, about keeping it neat, but no, I am not bothered. No one's going to see this. But I mean, you can see how many different colours, and it was so intertwined that there was just not a chance. So yeah, it's pretty much ruined the fabric, but I'm guessing that it's probably going to be pretty much covered. All of that area is going to be covered again anyway. So I haven't worked on it since. I frogged it, and I did think that I would start it, but I think when I do get back to it, I think I might possibly start on him instead of her. I don't know if I'm ready to come back over here, so I think I might start over here. But joking apart, it has taught me such a lesson. So when I've been working on the medicine one, that is also split on separate pieces that I've printed out, I have been so thorough. I've put like the two pieces of paper together. I've checked, I've double checked, I've made sure they line up. So yeah, it's all a learning curve, isn't it? And you know what? I'm still super new to cross stitching. And I'm guessing that it's just, you know, things will become easier. Like a lot of my other crafts, you know, things will become easier in time, and I'll learn a lot as I go on. And I think don't be too harsh, because I feel that at the moment, every single piece of cross stitch that I'm working on or picked up, I seem to have made a mistake in all of them. Sometimes only small, sometimes huge. But yeah, I seem to be making a mistake all the time. And I was like, how can it be so difficult? All you are doing is making a cross on the fabric. How can it be so hard? But there is so much counting, so much brain power. It's hard. It is really difficult. See, my embroidery. So I've embroidered for quite a couple of years, and I've never really come across anything like this, because it's just totally different. You know, you can kind of not switch off, but it's much more chill. You know, you don't have to overly concentrate. Like if I'm doing French knots, then I'm just doing French knots in this area. Or if I'm doing a satin stitch, I'm just doing it on a certain leaf or whatever I'm working on. So yeah, it's has really taught me a lesson with the cross stitching. Like I said, I think maybe just not be so harsh on myself. You know, things do go wrong, don't they? As in life, you know, what do? We've just got to pick ourselves up and carry on, haven't we? So yeah, Vicky, well said. That really did make me just step back for a minute and think, do you know what? It really is just a piece of fabric. It's just some floss. Yet I wasted some hours and I wasted some time. Yeah, but was it the worst time that I'd wasted? No, probably not. You know, I was still doing something that I enjoy. It was giving me pleasure. It just didn't in the end when I saw the end results. But do you know what? I'm going to hopefully have this for a long time. Like I said, I love the pattern anyway. I think it's just gorgeous. I think it's one of the nicest patterns that I've been working on. So I'm going to start. I am going to come back to it because I do feel that if it goes away, it might not come back out. And I don't want that to happen. I want to see it through. So I'm going to come back over. I think I'm going to start on him this time and work on him. Double, triple, triple, triple check my pattern all the time. Make sure it's all lining up. And yeah, I will. I mean, I would have loved to have had this finished for Halloween, but I also wanted my medicine one done with Kerry as well. So I don't know. They're quite big projects, really. I didn't think they were at the time, but there is a lot of crosses in these stitches, in these patterns. So we'll see. Do you know what? I'm not making any plans. We'll just just go with the flow, see what happens, and hope for the best. But yeah, that was my drama. So probably, if I hadn't have had to have frogged, I may have even had it finished by now, and I may be showing you another fully finished piece, but hey ho. But anyway, talking about finishes, I have finished another one, and I hate to say it again, I feel like I'm on commission here. It's the Witchy Stitcher again. So obviously I'm quite a big fan of you, Meg, of the Witchy Stitcher. I seem to have picked an awful lot of your projects to be working on at the moment, and rightly so, because they are amazing, and we are sort of creeping up into the Halloween spooky season, aren't we? So I have well, not fully finished. I've finished. I don't know how I'm going to fully finish it. I have finished the Apothecary shop, and I love it. I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but I love the choice of fabric. I hope you do. Oh, it's gorgeous, isn't it? I'm really, really pleased with this. Really happy the way it's turned out. What was this on? Oh gosh, I've taken the why that's not got the sign on it. Right, bear with. I normally write down in my little notebook. I'm sure I have told you before what this fabric is. I'm feeling it's murky, I'm sure. So I've been writing little notes for when I've started projects and when I've finished them. I know some people have got some wonderful cross stitch like journals where they write in, don't they, every day, but I would like one, but I think I'm a bit rubbish. I don't know whether I'd remember to write in it every day. So I have got a tiny little notebook which I've been writing everything down in. So let me just see. Okay, so Apothecary by the Witchy Stitcher. It was on my all-time favourite, 36 count. Picture This Plus, and it is murky. And I started it on the 10th of the 7th and finished it ironically on the 10th again, the 10th of the 9th, which I don't think was too bad, considering it hadn't been something that I've worked on all the time. You know, there's a few different projects that I've been working in between. So yeah, definitely, at least I've got one finish for Halloween. And that was just 310 DMC, all just the black. there was quite a lot of back stitching. I haven't done an awful lot of back stitching before, and there was a fair bit, so sort of these bits, excuse me, everyone's been ill in work at the moment, and I'm just like, oh no. I don't know, when you feel like the back of your throat, and I'm like, oh gosh, I really don't want to be ill, but I can hear I'm quite, speaking like a man in my deep voice today, so do excuse me. But I wanted to pop on and film. I was like, I can't wait any longer. It's been 4 weeks. Even if you've not missed me, I've missed being here. So we've got all these bits here, all in here, along here, these bits, this line going along here, and the bits all down the side. A lot of these were back stitched, and I didn't mind it actually. It didn't really bother me, the back stitching. I think it was totally worth it because I love it. Love the fabric. I don't know whether I'll be able to save much. No, I probably won't be able to save much of the fabric really by the time I've displayed it. So yeah, I don't quite know what I am gonna do with it as a finish. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love the fabric. Love it. So yeah, I don't know whether to just frame it, or I didn't know whether to try and put it on like a plaque and hang it, you know, because obviously it looks like a sign. So yeah, not too sure. I'll think on that one. Hopefully show you next time how we're going to display that, but delighted to have that one finished. And you know what, it's quite nice just working in one colour. I thought I might get a bit bored, but it's quite soothing actually. It's quite soothing to the soul just to not be worrying about colour change and different flosses and which colours, which your key thing, your display, you know, working out which one is which. It was just nice just to work in the one colour. So yeah, I've really enjoyed, really enjoyed that, and like I say, really glad to have that finished. I'm definitely going to get it fully finished for Halloween, because we do like to go a bit overboard in the house for Halloween. So you like to make in our dining room, I make a big huge display, and we have a big table that's all set up for Halloween, and put out, I've got quite a few crocheted things that I've done for Halloween, so they all come out on display. So yeah, when it's a bit closer to the time and I get that all set up, I'll make sure I show you. We'll film that, and it's good. Even though Alfie's probably getting a bit too old for all the Halloween parties and madness that we used to do, I still like to kind of make a little thing out of it. It's probably more for me than it is Alfie really, to be honest. And then I did start something new, only just, so it's not much of a big start, but I think I've said before, if you've watched any of my other episodes, I love Stacey Nash animal crackers, and I said to myself that I always want to have one of these on the go. So I've been working on bobbing, made no more progress on poor bobbing because I'm missing one colour. One colour is missing. So hopefully I should be, actually I think my order should possibly be coming today. I've just ordered some threads. So there was a couple I was missing or needed for certain projects. So I thought, right, I'll just do one shot and get them for a few new projects coming up. So I thought, instead of waiting for the missing thread for bobbing, I will start Dr. Raven. I love Dr. Raven, and I thought, if we are, sorry it's a bit glary, with us coming up to Halloween, I thought he'd be a good one to start, wouldn't he? So I had a bit of a nightmare with the fabric choice with this one. So they have used Weeks Dye Works Confederate Grey. I didn't order. Normally I just have some linens in stock, and to be honest, I just tend to see what I've got in my stash. Obviously, if I really needed to order something for a certain project, I would, but I thought, well, just for him, I mean, they're normally pretty small, the animal crackers. I thought I'm not going out of my way to order a fabric. So we did have one, and I can't remember what it is now, but I started working on it. But there's one colour, so I was going to start at the top. So these are the Weeks Dye Works threads, and it was, let me just check, I think it was linen. So that one, if you can see there, just put those down. So that's linen. So it's quite a pale, and obviously when there's like one strand of it, as you can imagine, it's very, very pale. There. And it was just the fabric that I had, it was lost. Like I put my first cross in and could barely see the first cross. And I know I've said before I struggle, so I've got like my glasses, I've got my magnifiers on, and I was like, it's not gonna work. And my first cross stitching project, if anyone remembers, way back a couple of months ago, when I done the library, Bingley's library, the Plum Street samplers, that pattern, I had a nightmare with my linen choice and the colours of floss that I used, and I was like, do you know what, I'm not going there again. I've been bitten once before, so yeah, it was lost on the fabric, and I was like, I'm not ordering another grey, so let's just see what I've got. So I've managed to find a scrap that I had left, and it is Weeks Dye Works, and it's mocha. So it's a bit of a random colour choice, but I thought with the animal crackers, you don't actually see an awful lot of the linen. So once it's all been stitched, I think there's a tiny bit there in between the legs at the bottom, and possibly a tiny bit there in between the ears. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. It's not, like I say, it's probably not the linen choice that I would have picked, but do you know what, I had it in, like I say, it was a scrap. I thought it's worth using it up, so I've just started. I've done a centre start on this one, and I'm a bit random. I'll normally start wherever with my projects, but this one I've gone for the middle, just because it is quite, I'm pushing it with the size of the fabric. So I've kind of drawn a border around, giving me enough space in between, in the middle. So like I really can't come out of this border, and it's not giving me an awful lot to play with when I'm stitching him up together at the end. So yeah, watch this space. This could be another disaster, who knows, but we'll see. So I've started in the middle to make sure I definitely had enough fabric going on for this. So this is the start of, I think it's his jacket. Yeah, it's kind of like in here somewhere. So these little spaces that haven't been filled in yet are supposed to be like his buttons, or they will be the buttons on his jacket. So yeah, we'll work on Dr. Raven. Like I say, it was only a pretty small start really. But as I say, I always wanted an animal cracker on the go, because I love them. And I think that's it at the moment with the cross stitching. I think that was my time taken up with a Graveyard Wanderer and finishing the Apothecary. So yeah, not as much as I would have liked, or maybe that's just me. Maybe I just think that I should be whizzing through these projects and putting them all out there. And you know, cross stitching it's time consuming, isn't it? As I'm sure you're all aware. I think as well, because I've done a lot of embroidery, I'm used to those sort of working a lot quicker. So it throws me when I think, my gosh, I've spent so many hours cross stitching. But talking about embroidery, so as you all know, I get the herbarium kit from Nikki at the Stitchery. So this is the month that I'm working on at the moment. I'll show you. It is cone flower, it's called. Gorgeous colours. In fact, these, I can show you the colours. These are the colours that we've got for this month's. So they're always DMC. And they're lovely. So some couple of different browns, the greens for the leaves and the stems, and then these very pinky peachy colours there for the flowers. So I've made a start on that. Let's show you what I've done so far. So that's my embroidery so far. So I've done all the petals, which were all those peachy type colours, and then the centre which is this brown that I'm using at the moment, are French knots. So I hope that, is that picking it up okay? Can you see that there, guys? So yeah, that's my start with my embroidery at the moment. So I need to get cracking with that. But talking about Nikki and the stitchery, her sister Sarah, I've mentioned before, Sarah is, obviously she's Nikki's sister, but Sarah does all the cross stitching. So she actually does, Nikki does the stitchery, the embroidery every month for the herbarium, and Sarah also does a cross stitching piece every month. You don't have to buy that. I didn't, because when I joined at the start of the year, I wasn't even cross stitching then. I knew nothing about cross stitching, so I just had the embroidery. I think you can choose, to be honest, you can probably still go online now and just buy the cross stitching side of it if you want to. But Sarah has got her own website, which is the Stitchery Sisters. I think I've said that right, but what I'll do is I'll pop her website down in the description below. But yeah, so Sarah, on her Instagram the other day, she's actually just moved premises. So she used to work alongside Nikki in stitchery, and she has now gone and got her own place. Yay, which is amazing. Huge congratulations, Sarah. So she's gone and got her own, I don't think it's a shop, I don't think you can visit, but it'll be like her little workspace. And I know she popped on Instagram the other day, she's got all along the wall, she's got all a gorgeous hooks with all the Weeks Dye Works threads, and oh, it looks lovely. So Sarah, huge congratulations. That's amazing news for you. So anyone that would love to go and support Sarah, pop over to her website, go and have a look, because she's got some fantastic cross-stitching things on there, and she's going to be adding more to it all the time. But she has the most fantastic choice of fabric, gorgeous fabrics. She's now stocking Weeks Dye Works threads. Oh, what else has she got? Patterns, loads of Stacey Nash, loads of animal crackers, her own patterns, all little tools and things for cross stitching. So she's got the thread conditioner, she's got scissors, loads of bits and bobs. So like I say, I'll pop her website down in the description. But yeah, it's another UK business we'd love to support. So if you are interested in doing a little online order, then please feel free to head over and go and have a look at Sarah's website, because like I say, there's some gorgeous stuff over there. Okay, so I think that's it with cross stitch and embroidery. I'll show you now my little bits of what I got. So when we were in London, obviously, as I said at the start, we did go and visit gorgeous Loop. What a lovely, lovely shop that is. So I'll show you what I managed to get, one of these gorgeous little like tote bags, because they've just celebrated their 20 years of being there. So yeah, got that lovely tote bag. Thought that was something nice to keep. I can keep some projects or things that I'm working on. Let's pop pull those out before I start looking. Sorry. And then I got myself this gorgeous little pin. So I thought she was rather cute with the pigtails. Just a little pin badge. So I might pop that on the bag. Sorry, it's a bit, you see that there? It's a bit glary when it's in the plastic. So yeah, I might put her on the bag. And then I was looking, so I would love to try working with silks. I've never worked with silks. I've only used the cotton, but I would love to give silks a go. So anyone that's got any advice, I did speak to the lovely Sarah from Penelope's Pocket. She's got a gorgeous floss tube. For anyone that hasn't seen, I love watching Sarah's floss tube. I'm always happy when she's released a new video. So yeah, we were kindly messaging each other on, or she was kindly messaging me on Instagram the other day when I was asking for a bit of advice about the silks. Now I picked up these two, and Sarah has actually used these herself with not much joy, I don't think. So I thought those two colours were gorgeous, and it's called ITO. I don't know whether you say ITO or it's just ITO. That's the make, and then it says underneath it IKI. So they are silks, but I can see there it's already sort of fraying a bit, so I don't know. And it's very, very thin. Sarah did work, she did do a project with these, but I don't think she's had, I think they were hard to work with, very hard to work with. So I don't know whether I will even bother cross stitching with them, or whether they'd just be nice to sort of put some extra sort of embellishments maybe into my embroidery, or I don't know, but I thought the colours were beautiful. The real gold, and they're quite Christmassy really, aren't they? And the green's lovely. So yeah, watch this space. I'm not quite sure. I think maybe I made a bit of a disaster buying them, but hey ho. And then I've always wanted to try the Au Versoir silk. I see an awful lot of people working with them and they look gorgeous. I know they are quite expensive, but what they did have in Loop was this kit, this little pack of all different, so they're all Au Versoir and they're all black. This one's got a bit of sparkle in it. I don't know whether you can see there, and it's picking it up. So I'm not quite sure. Obviously each one, they are silks, but they're all different. So that's what I was asking Sarah about, because I was unsure about what they all are, why they're all different. I just thought a silk was a silk and I'd just get an Au Versoir silk, but obviously being totally naive, knowing nothing about it, I was wrong, because they've all got different, I'm not even going to pronounce the names, but they've all got different names of what they are. Oh, I don't even know if you can see that. So yeah, any advice would be welcomed, but I think it's one of these ones that's one of the most popular ones that I need to use. I'm sure it's one of those on that spool that a lot of people use. So I don't know whether the different weights, you know, like whether they're thicker, I'm not sure. Like I don't know why that one's like a skein. I don't know, I'm a bit lost. So any Au Versoir whiz kids out there, anyone that wants to give me any advice on stitching with silk and the difference between all those and which one I use and which ones are going to be no good, I don't know. any advice welcome. So yeah, there's some gorgeous ones as well. There's other packs with all different colours. But I just thought a kit like that might be good to give me a bit of a sample of them all. But obviously, like I said, I don't even know whether I'm going to be able to use them all, whether they are all used for cross stitching or not. Could be a complete waste of money. I may only use one of them out of there, I don't know. But yeah, I would love, I don't know what project either. I haven't even got a project in mind. I don't know what I want to work on, but I would like to try something with the silks. And I know the Embroidery ones, I hear a lot of people using these and talking about them. So watch this space. We'll see. Like I say, any advice, please feel free to reach out, leave me a comment. I'll pop my Instagram name and everything below in the description, or you can send me an email, whatever works best for you. But yes, any advice on these beauties would be welcomed. I see a lot of people, I see the ones on the white spools. I see quite a few people on Flosstube that use them, because I see them put them in a box and they're all in the white, so I stand them up. So I'm guessing it's probably going to be one of those. And like I say, Sarah has given me some good advice also as well. So yeah, I need to find a project for those. So that's the only haul that I've got. I haven't really been doing much, haven't really had much time for shopping lately. I've got my threads coming today, so I can either start some new projects that I've got in mind. Hopefully I can finish bobbing. And the only other things is I've done quite a bit of crocheting as well. So I think that had probably taken up quite a bit of my time before I'd got into the cross stitching. I kind of got stuck into my crocheting. So for anyone that knows, I'm a huge fan of Toft. Wonderful UK company, spin all their own wool here in the UK, which is gorgeous. But I'm also part of Toft's doll club. So it is Toft's doll club. So you get, I think it's 4 packages, subscriptions throughout the year, and it is actually called I've wrote it down so I need to get this right, Making Women Who Made History. So that's what it is. So basically we're making dolls of famous people that have been well known in history for something wonderful that they've done. And I've shown before. So this one was my first complete. So this is Maya Angelou. Isn't she fab? And some of these dolls, some ones that you get, I've never heard of them, which is sad, but also lovely that you get to find out all about these amazing women. So Maya, I've wrote here, so I need to remember everything because Maya was unbelievable. What a woman Maya was. So she was a singer, a songwriter, an author, a poet, a historian, and a civil rights activist. So that is Maya Angelou. Look at her earrings, isn't she fab? This amazing hat. So yeah, I just think Toft is absolutely incredible. The details. I love making the dolls, absolutely love them. And I have them all, so I have the doll stands and they all go on display. So that is lovely Maya. So I just thought I'd show her off, because she deserves a bit of love, I think, for what an incredible character she was. So finished her, made her up, finished her, and then I've got a bit of a backlog actually. I've got some that I haven't worked on for ages, so I really need to, I don't like falling behind, especially with subscriptions, because before you know it, the next one's coming out, then before you know that, the next one, and then I've got loads that I need to try and keep up with. So the next one, you'll all know who this one is. So without no further explanation, we have Jane Austen. There she is in her glory, with her bonnet, with her gorgeous dress, with her amazing ballet shoes, and look, even like a little bloomers with a frilly little, oh, fantastic. And she has even got her umbrella. Isn't she fab? So the amazing Jane Austen with her umbrella to hold over when it's sunny or when it's raining. So yeah, hopefully you can see. I mean, look, she's got her gloves on. She's got a gorgeous little puff sleeve dress with the gorgeous bow at the back. And then all this detail of her underskirt along the bottom. So yeah, gorgeous Jane Austen with her umbrella. And again, these will be going on display on the, I've got the doll stands as well to keep them. But I just thought they deserved showing off today. These, all your bows aren't hanging very straight there, are they, Jane? So yeah, Jane Austen with all her ringlets. But yeah, the toft's fantastic. Like I say, the detail and everything, what she goes into. So happy to have got those two, not out of the way, that's the wrong choice of words, but happy to have worked on them and got them complete. So they're two more to add to the collection. They're quite time consuming as well, really. I mean, anything is, isn't it, really? Any craft is, you know, when there's a lot of hard work that goes into things, a lot of work and a lot of hours have been spent, haven't they, everyone, as we're all fully aware. So I think that is pretty much it today. I think I've covered everything. Nothing else to show, no more projects, so we're probably a little bit shorter today. So I'll love you all and leave you. Gonna get on with these next projects when the thread arrives, hopefully today. Weather is pretty grim out there today. I've got a day off today, so we might go and get some cross stitching done now, hopefully. I'm definitely not venturing out today in that weather. It's grim, it's raining, it's not pleasant. So it's definitely stay indoors with a nice cup of tea and a bit of embroidery or a bit of cross stitching. So I hope you're all well, hope you all take care. Happy crafting, whatever your craft is, cross stitching or anything else that comes along. Hopefully it won't be 4 weeks next time. I'll try and pop on a little bit earlier. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, and if you could like and subscribe and leave comments, it's just incredible. To watch the channel grow is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. So mwah, thank you all. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.